Welcome. You are listening to the Uncensored Chatter podcast, powered by Pina Viga Universal Media. The thoughts, ideas, and suggestions of Gage Kirby, or any conservative, does not accurately reflect the reality of the person or situation discussed by Gage Kirby or any conservative. We do not advocate for or promote the hate speech, racism, anti-LGBTQ+, and or any far-right thought, idea, suggestion, comment, statement, and or misinformation that Gage Kirby and the conservatives presents in their various statements and communications. Gage Kirby does not represent or is affiliated with this podcast, and his statements are his own responsibility. Pina Vega Universal Media is not responsible for the welfare of Gage Kirby or any conservative who may appear on this podcast, or how individuals will react to their personal ideologies and political motivations. Thank you. Listener discretion is advised. This is the Uncensored Chatter podcast with your host, ShinAe.
On go Loki and the Yacht Collector. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Derivative. Derivative. Is art good just because the right people say it's good? Yes.
Just when you thought it was safe to come back to the channel page. Seriously, it's been less than a day, and you already made a stupid fucking rebuttal to this. Holy fucking shit. The only reason I'm doing this is I want to have a day off. His 10th anniversary is today with Kate. Had a good time. Went for a bit. Got out about maybe an hour. And I get curious, okay, was there something in response to this? I'm hoping not, because it sounds fucking stupidity. It sounds like an example of fucking stupidity, excuse me. For someone to make a statement that has nothing else to do with anything at all, to then claim that they suddenly have a reason to attack a stranger because they criticized another stranger. And here's the thing, knowing my name doesn't mean that you know me, it just means that you're aware of my name. I love how me simply saying that attacking me because I disagree with someone is ridiculous, because you need to insert yourself into every little bit of conflict that involves me just because you feel like you need to be special. Doesn't make you special. Comes off like a screaming fucking retard who feels like he wants to be viewed as though he knows everything. While at the same time, the person in question is trying their hardest to be seen as someone who can be trusted. But the whole idea of being able to trust you when it might actually be worthy of being listened to without immediate disbelief, hating to creep into someone's head because they just don't believe the bullshit you make up. Alright, let's read this horseshit. Transphobic far-right Gage is at it again, which is a violation of his contract. Now here's the thing. You and I had an agreement that we would leave each other alone. And when I decided to uphold my end of the deal, where I was going to private my shit and then leave you be, provided you did the same, including your votes, you decided to come up with reasons as to why you should be able to renege out of the deal by basically just saying that if I'm mean to you in any way, by calling you a piece of garbage, or actively ignoring the fact that you're not upholding your end of the deal. That's not me violating a contract at that point, because you violated the contract long before then. I called it as like a fucking dead-end deal at that point, because well, you're not gonna do what I'm asking you to do in response to what you asked me to do. You're not gonna meet me halfway and actually do what you said you were gonna do and delete all your shit about me, so I'm not gonna uphold an end of the deal if all you're going to do is go back out at the moment it seems inconvenient for you. That's the truth. I got water and soda so I can stay hydrated and caffeinated at the same time. If water tasted better, I'd drink a lot more of it. bullshit that other people don't like. Gage projects his own internalized hatred against humanity by reversing the polarities of his hate to make it seem as if everyone hates him, which therefore justifies him to hate people back. No. You do things that are very obvious, that are very, very heavily correlated with possibly hating someone. And then at the same time, with the fact that you act that way, you're trying to then say that it's not hate, but you do things that would very well lean in the way of hating somebody, whilst at the same time saying you don't hate them. Your actions are more convincing than your words at that point. If you try to take a shotgun to someone's life, and you basically just start doing everything you can to victimize and harass them. Well, all the while crying and whining that they say, yeah, what you're doing is kind of fucked because you're trying to hurt people's real life instead of just simply saying, I think you're an asshole on the internet. He wields a power of authority that he never had over random people who qualified to lead than he is. Yeah, he didn't even use that sentence correctly. Here's the thing, you're not qualified to lead shit because you don't understand anything. Your whole idea of leading just means you tell people a load of shit and you try to shovel it into their mouths, and when people refuse to open their mouths for the load of steaming bullshit you're trying to shovel in their faces, you freak out and read because you realize you can't defend any of your claims with any actual proof aside from the words, he hurt my feelings. His Maca's ego and unhinged personality have blinded him from the realities of his self-inflicted downfall. Yeah, I'm self-inflicted downfall. Oh God, my life is falling apart because I said something about someone that you tried to suck off, and what happened is this person said you were disgusting because I told them the shit that you'd said and advocated. Oh dear, oh me, oh my, what will I do? Besides just simply say, yeah, you said this shit. This is stuff you've said and written in your own fucking books and said in your own videos at one point in time. It is literally nobody else's fault but yours that you say this shit and then try to renege on it later because you realize just how fucked up it is. I mean, here's the thing. It's better to acknowledge that what you say is fucked up than it is to say other people are lying about you when you look fucking shitty. Seriously. If what you say is shitty and people point it out, that's not other people being assholes. That's you saying something shitty and not realizing it. Gage still makes excuses for believing of the non-existence of countries and nations, just as he continues to whitewash over his abusive nature against women, especially trans women, who he deeply believes from the deepest, darkest crevices, or recesses, either one could have been used here, of his mind are not women. No, I don't think that you, the dumb, creepy, fucking pedophile advocating dipshit that wrote this garbage, are trans. And the reason I say this is because you often use your identity as an excuse to not be criticized for shitty things that you do. If you think I'm an asshole and you don't like the way I treat you in particular, that's fine. But I'd rather just have you admit that than try to use other people as a fucking bullet shield whenever you do something stupid that makes you look like a retard. And here's the thing, it's not abusive nature against women. I just dislike it when people make idiots of themselves and then try to blame the people around them when they point it out. Yeah, there are times I've definitely done some pretty stupid shit myself, but the difference is I didn't try to make it everyone else's problem afterwards. I took my lumps forward and said, yeah, you know what, I fucked up, I fucked off for a while and then figured out my life. You, however, are still blaming me because you're an idiot that fucked up his own life and trying to act like I'm somehow responsible for the stupid shit you put yourself through continuously. Kelly is a perfect example of Gage, like excellent lack of a possessive noun, you fucking retard. Lack of respect for women, who he sees as a weaker vessel. No, I don't think that women are weaker. I'm saying that if someone doesn't know what they're talking about, they admit to not knowing what they're talking about. That's the point in time where they need to take a couple steps back and really look at the situation before they decide whether or not it should or should not be involved. That's it. Gage attacked Kelly via YouTube, and she, in response, shut down her channel and ran for the hills. She wasn't under threat. She might have done it because she genuinely felt bad that she made a fool of herself. And here's the thing, I don't think that was really necessary. But if she did that because she thought what was best, that's fine. If she really feels like that's what's best for her, if she really wants to get away from everything because, like, apparently she had someone in her family pass away recently. I'm not going to mention who, I'm not going to go into specifics. This is what she told me. But her wanting to get away from the internet for a while because all of this together just wasn't great for her emotional health. And I understand that, and I completely respect that. If she chooses to being bullied off the internet. She might have genuinely just left because she wanted to get away from all the bullshit for a while so that she can just figure out what's going to happen now in her life because she lost her fame. And again, that's her business. That's her business. I don't see the point in being upset with that because that's what she did if she felt like it was necessary. It's all on her. KDD cult are responsible for a different disappearance, which has been proven. She didn't disappear. She wasn't fucking kidnapped. She just left YouTube for a while. She'll probably be back in a couple of weeks. This is like a standard pattern for her, from what I've heard, is that she'll go off grid for like a couple weeks or so, come back, and then be involved in more stuff she doesn't need to, and then do the same thing over and over again. Like from what I hear from people that have known Kelly longer than I've been aware of her, is that it's her typical fucking standard is basically just have a channel for a couple of months, maybe a year or two, blow it up, just have it, and start another one because she just doesn't know how to properly regulate what's going on. Kelly is starting to come up because it's going to be springtime, like right around the corner. asshole and then trying to bitch about it because no one agrees with you. As he makes excuses for calling transgender individuals faggots. Oh, it's my fault you're a big baby bitch. I'm so sorry that you're so fucking stupid that you don't realize that acting like an asshole is gonna warrant people to be an asshole back to you. I'm so fucking sorry.